Welcome back, everyone, to Phil's Recap and Review, 2016 Top Television Moments. And here we are tonight to talk about them. Talk about all of them. We have some messages from some of our guests, friends of the show. And with me tonight, I have Steph NEZ and Joe Dirty Locks, who are ready to go in a police lineup here, they look like. But no, they're here to share their top 5 moments, too. And if any of you guys want to give your thoughts or get your top 5 moments in before we end here tonight and get it on the podcast, please call in at 781-990-8509. Again, 781-990-8509, and leave your message, and we'll be able to play it at the end of the show. But everybody, and this is also going to be a big night. After this, we're going to watch the episode of Vikings and see if Vikings can add another great moment to the list. And we are not alone. We are not fucking alone. A few people will be joining us along the way, but right now we've got some of the good folk in the motherfucking chat. We got Claudio, Broke Black Man. We got a lot of good friends that'll be popping in and out here tonight. Happy New Year. Joe, Katie, and I did this show 2 years ago. We didn't really do something like this last year, but we like to go over some of our top 5, or talk about a little looser than we did last time. But talk about our top 5 television moments, touch upon a lot of different shows and a lot of different things that meant a lot to us in television this year. There's a lot of things, whether it's good, whether it's bad, and the definition of moment is going to be kind of loose here. It might just be, I really liked the Snoopy fucking Thanksgiving special. I love that. That whole thing was a fucking awesome moment. Or you can be very specific to, I really, really loved it when... Oh, okay. There's going to be spoilers here for these shows if you've never watched them. Expect spoilers for all kinds of shows. Or it could be the moment, the Hodor moment or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it can be a lot of things, which I have a feeling might be one of Joe's moments. To jump in the live motherfucking chat, Broke Black Man, Claudio, Quixote, great to see you, Quixote. Bad moments of the TV was the trolling of Maeve in Westworld. Jim Tonic, we got Jim Tonic in here. So, again, after this broadcast, right at 9, we're going to be live streaming the episode of Vikings. So let's get right into this. Let's not waste any time and get right into our lists. What was that?
So she's dead now.
Asslog?
No, Leia.
What we're watching right now, yes.
It's in the mirror. They got to see it.
Yeah, people get to see it. We have Force Awakens on in the background while we're talking and doing this. So what's up, everyone? Great to see you, Steven. Great to see Claudia. Hey, Quixote, lovely indeed. I gained 10 pounds already in the holiday season.
10, that's it?
That's it. We're working on, I'm working on.
I've actually lost 4 pounds in the holiday season.
Oh, good for you, Joe.
It's the holidays doesn't mean you shouldn't be eating right and working out.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We'll move this closer.
Oh, yeah,
here,
get it nice and close. Oh, there it is. That now I hear you nice and, it's nice and tight. And we also have Al, Red Sox fan on the live fucking chat. We have NHL Quicks that says Force Awakens sucks, and
Force Awakens does suck. Yes, it does.
Yes, you have Joe definitely agrees with you on that one. So let's not waste any time.
Look at how sad I am over this guy I barely know. Oh my goodness. He saved my life, so I'll be ever forever his debt.
Joe,
like every other soldier fighting on the battlefield that you're not mourning over because you've spent like 2 hours with them.
Joe, is this your worst television moments of 2015? No, it isn't. Oh, Joe's getting disgusted. I put this on just to spite Joe because I knew he was coming here. Jon Snow's the live chat. Oh golly, here we go. Okay. So
look at the way she's walking. What is up her ass?
Hey.
What the fuck?
We're not live streaming this show.
Yeah, we're not live streaming. The wrong thing, Joe. Do I have to turn the channel now?
Look at because he knows it's gonna ruin his favorite Star Wars movie.
It's not my favorite Star Wars movie. Get off your ass. It's not my favorite.
We need
it's
a cute
robot. Do I have to get into a whole Star? I'm not gonna sit here and use my energy to defeat Force Awakens again.
He was baited. So
yeah, you baited me so well. You just put it out there. I'm like, snap. You fucking asshole. Matt's still pissed at you for not showing up to that podcast and leaving him alone in the fucking hill. See, it sucks bad. It's all about Rogue One. We get someone just rolled some sandwiches in the live chat. Joe won for the night. He's okay. He doesn't need
You're right.
Yeah, he's kissing my dog. And he's
ear. Oh, you good girl.
Attack, Lotus.
You're a good girl.
Attack. Cujo. Attack, Joe.
She likes it when I get Phil upset.
Yeah, she does. It got her blood. She can hear my blood boiling. Okay, so let's get into this now. I think the best place to start would be we have two awesome messages from some of our friends that are friends of the show. One is Taka from Dirty Issue. So at first, let's listen to Taka's message on his top 5 moments of television this year. So let's listen to Taka's message first. Hello, SM. Great to see you, buddy. Great to see you, Jay.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Big Taka from Dirty Issues.
That was not
Here
the
are
message.
my best moments from 2016. All right. The Flash, Season 3. Notable episodes are The Escape from Earth 2, Part 1 and Part 2, where Barry, Cisco, and Dr. Wells go to a futuristic retro world, kind of like BioShock, where a lot of the good guys are bad guys, and trying to find a way to stop Zoom. Also, the most notable one that's pretty crazy is Flashpoint, where Barry screws up the entire timeline, and that's what we're stuck with right now. And now regular people have superpowers. Another notable one for the DC Universe is the premiere of Legends of Tomorrow that came out in January. I love that show. Co-stars a lot of the Arrow and Flash characters, led by a Doctor Who character played by Arthur Darvill, who played the companion to Doctor Who on the BBC show. Of course, Game of Thrones, Leanne Mormont, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Any scene where she was in was unbelievable. Of course, the Battle of the Bastards, it probably takes the top because that was the biggest release for me on TV. I waited for this so long, and it was so gratifying. Me yelling at the TV, it was just explosion. And of course, the Walking Dead Negan trailer and the premiere episode scarred me for life. Notable thing that's not action is any episode of John Oliver, particularly when he found out that Trump's original family name was Trump, and he created hats called Make America Trump Again, and all money that he made from the hats went to Doctors Without Borders. That's about it. Enjoy the show, guys. Thank you very much. Happy New Year's Eve, and let's look forward to a better 2017. Bye, guys.
Huge thanks to Taka for his list. A lot of good choices in there that we're going to get into and talk about as we go through. There's going to be some parallels. And Taka is a big proponent of The Flash, and that's one of his favorite shows. And he's big behind the lead into Negan too. And I see a couple people in Al Red Sox fan who says the spaghetti monster in Negan was his favorite part. Broke Black Man says, "Oh my God, The Flash! They should stop making Supergirl and Arrow. Just focus on The Flash and add them to The Flash." Critch is in there. Our guest has become weary. Please assist her, Bernard. Holy shit! Yeah, absolutely. Iron Throne says, pre-roll ad for this video is World of Jetsons Reimagined. Holy shit.
What?
Holy shit. Oh, God. Melisandre turning into an old-ass grin. He was one I won't soon forget. Okay, in between this, and we're going to play, we also have a great message from King Baby Duck from the Boston Bastard Brigade that will play his message, and it's a little bit longer, so let's get into a couple of our picks right now. Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, what is one of your picks for your favorite moments of the television year?
Oh, see.
Okay, well, Joe,
The season finale to Banshee.
the season. Explain that a little bit. I don't watch Banshee. Give us a little background stuff.
It's a show from Cinemax about a convict who's hiding out, pretending to be a sheriff in a small town. It's really ridiculous. There's a lot of bloodshed. It's just a good show. I really liked the finale. It's way too much to get into.
Right. No, but we can.
And
be
this is
vague
like the
about
very
this stuff.
bottom of my list, and
Okay.
it was just
Yeah.
it's just a small niche show that Katie and I really enjoyed and followed from the start of it. And it finished up this year in 2016, and
Yeah.
that was one that we wanted to put on there.
Put on the list. Awesome. Eli's best moment in 2016 is Jon Snow in The Crush. Oh God, The Crush, is it like a remake of the Alicia Silverstone movie? They did swing low. Leanna Mormont putting the shit in its place was great TV. Swiffer sweepers of old time. Don't forget about Westworld. I have a feeling when we get towards the tops of the list, you might see that as well. Banshee is hardcore. Blood, says Critch. What the fuck moment of 2016 is Prince Thomas Assassin's Creed Leap of Faith moment? And what door from Westworld? Yeah, that broke. That's like right there. We're going to get into my list. So Stephanie and I both have a top 5 list, but I think similar to some of the bottom part of my list, I want to go to some of the bottom sections of my list. And I would say, but the bottom of the list of this is a show I think all 3 of us kind of want to talk about here. Not a show that's tremendously amazing, but a show that surprised me for not being shitty. And I think that's the best way I can say it, and then it entertains me. Maybe Joe likes it more than me or Stephanie likes it more than me, but I accept it for what it is and all of its faults and all of its procedural bullshit. And I'm talking about the Lethal Weapon reboot. People that know have listened to the show for a while, I hate reboots. Or not reboots, reimaginations or reboots, these remakes, these taking these in. Most of the time, it's fucking horrible. Minority Report was fucking horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Piece of shit, Minority Report. It's disgusting. Rush Hour was a horrible abortion of a television show.
One thing I want to say about Rush Hour, it's okay. I can understand you wanting to try to remake this, but you used the 2 main stars, and I have nothing wrong with short people, but they were both, I think, under 5'7", which means you're casting just about everybody else in this universe as either short or playing with camera angles, and it was just you could see it in the filming.
It was just a horrible piece of shit of show. Whereas the Lethal Weapon show doesn't take itself too seriously. If you want some bang 'em up, blow 'em up, action cop stuff,
like both of them.
Action cop stuff.
5'5" and 5'4".
It's a very fun ride of a television show to watch. So I've been enjoying it.
Lethal Weapon's amazing.
It's fun. It's really fun.
Really fun.
And they blow stuff up.
They have great chemistry. It's filmed very much like a movie. It stays very much inside the universe. Both main actors do a great job portraying the characters without ripping off.
They do their own interpretations.
Mel and Glover.
Especially Damon Wayans. I think part of it is I love Damon Wayans since In Living Color. He's not a tremendously good actor, but he has a lot of really good personality, and he brings all that Damon Wayans-ness to the part
while holding down the drama.
Right, while holding down the drama and being like the central mother figure on the show in some way.
And there's inside this show, there's certain things like, you know, Riggs was DEA and his wife died, but you don't know like some other stuff. Like we have a backstory with the dog. We have a backstory with the wife getting killed and why he's in LA now. We have there's a little bit more involved in depth. It doesn't rip off straight out, but there's also little things from the original that little
crossovers that they put in there too. So. I like it. Al Herzog says Gotham, Penguin in any scene. Sylvia says I love Minority Report. Fox aired them out of order per usual for Fox fucking it up. I don't doubt that. I thought it was cast really well, the Minority Report, and filmed well. It just didn't connect to me in the same way that the movie did. Jon Snow's like, okay, let's talk Westworld. Let's get into it. Steven says People versus O.J. Simpson was pretty damn awesome. Great performance. Top 5 for me. Nah, Fish Mooney, bitch. At Al. Lethal Weapon is surprisingly good. And I think that's the thing about Lethal Weapon. In the same way, I would say from last season, a show that we didn't really get too much of a chance to talk about, except for in the rewinds, Limitless was another surprising a surprising show that I didn't expect.
Which should have been back by now, but it's on an extended.
Right, and hopefully that's to make sure it's good and not
coming
crap.
back. It's coming back, but it was a fall premiere last year.
And Brandon Dumas adds a good thing. I still couldn't get past the guy playing Ricks. He's the toughest part for me on the show.
I think he's great. I think he's
good, but it took me the longest to warm up to him.
No, not me.
I warmed up right away.
Me too.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah,
me too.
Baby warmed up right away.
Yeah, he's not an unattractive man.
He's attractive.
That's what I'm saying.
No, Joe meant to say he's not an unattractive man.
Yeah,
that's what
I think you said not an attractive man.
He said not an unattractive.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Oh, and Better Call Saul was great too. Oh yes, we're gonna get into it. So that is kind of towards the bottom of my list.
So for like real bottom of my list, of like just things I want to mention that, you know, Katie and I watch all the time. She is always on ID Discovery Channel, right? So she wants a little bit of an honorable mention there for her Deadly Women and her Snapped and A Crime to Remember and her Betrayed and all those kind of shows. Like anytime I walk into the room, that channel is on, or one of the similar channels.
Watching Snap.
She said, yeah, all of them. Deadly women, women with knives, wives with knives, like all you name it, like girlfriends, just anything that involves like family murder or some sort of, yeah, she loves it. Anything that's got a psychotic person in the we get some Mr. Robot discussions in the chat right now. Season 2.
I haven't seen season 2 yet. Al Red Sox fan says Lucifer until this season.
Al Red Sox fan. I was going to get to that. I'll say it now.
Talk about Lucifer.
Lucifer is this season. I didn't enjoy as much as last season, but I did Netflix the hell out of season 1.
One thing I have to just cut you off quick because I want to get it out there before it goes past. Iron Throat says wives who castrated their husbands, season 1. Is that a show?
No, that's a life.
That's Joe's life. I'm not into Limitless, just as Phil feels about Minority Report, how I feel about Limitless. Very fair. Very fair. Did you? And I'm just out of curiosity, Sylvia, did you enjoy the movie? Fox should have been in trouble the way of what they did to the Penguin on Gotham. I haven't
finished Gotham.
Yeah, we haven't watched Gotham this season yet, but I definitely
we got about halfway through and we're like
well, it's my fault.
The Joker clone of the
I deleted one episode and she won't.
I'm obsessed. I'm OCD. I can't.
Yeah, she won't watch it until we watch that other episode. So we need to find that first episode.
Yeah, so we wanted to throw a shout out to Al Red Sox fan for getting us into Lucifer, and we really enjoyed season 2 too. But not as impressive as season 1. But.
Okay.
What's Lucifer about?
What do you think?
I'm obvious.
So Lucifer has
it's
on Fox.
Okay.
Lucifer escapes. It's on the same channel as Lethal Weapon. He escapes from hell. He brings a demon with him. He's running a nightclub in LA. He's been around for about 5 years. Always tells the truth. Always gets you to tell the truth. There's a cop who's immune to it. He finds that fascinating, and now he's a consultant.
Oh baby,
cops.
You forgot what someone just put in the chat. I think what should have been one of your moments on your list.
What was it?
Reading the chat right there. What Claudio just said. Member.
Member, baby.
Member.
Yeah, member.
You remember last time we did the member? I remember.
He seduces every chick, including his therapist.
Phil, how could you? Jon Snow says Fox should have been in trouble for what they did to Penguin. Phil, how could you for not watching Gotham? You erasing that episode.
I love Gotham. We both love Gotham, it's my fault.
No, it's my fault for deleting the episode, as Jon Snow says. I think I'm going to try Lucifer. That was my old PSN name. I have to leave. Have fun. Jim Tonk, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Agree with Joe about Lucifer, says Sylvia. I remember Brokeback Man. I remember Eli. I remember, guys. Okay, so go to some else of my lower part of my list. I also want to make mention of something Taka said. I'm enjoying Flash a lot this season. It definitely deserves to be mentioned. I also want to mention this year's season of House of Cards. I think I remember enjoying. I'm separated from it in my mind, but I think I really enjoyed this season of House of Cards, and parts of Orange is the New Black was okay. Walking Dead. This is my only mention of The Walking Dead the whole time. I'm going to say Walking Dead. When they killed Glenn, the first time, when they killed him in the dumpster, the non-escaping dumpster, my thought, arguing with you that Glenn's dead, they did it. I loved that moment. I was so happy that The Walking Dead, I had so much faith and love that The Walking Dead had balls to kill Glenn.
Walking Dead's not even on my list of top 10 things.
I only put it there because of to show how far I've gone. When they almost killed Glenn in the dumpster before the whole escaping dumpster thing, I liked that one moment.
Well, no. Hold on. Actually, I do have one moment from The Walking Dead, but it's from the first half of the season, and it's the slaughter of all the.
Right, that's what mine's from. The slaughter of all the big group of walkers, like when
right, but that's not when Glenn shows up. Right, they all finally swarm into the town, and they go out, and that's when the kid loses his life and Carl's eye gets shot and Rick and everybody goes out and clears Alexandria. That was a moment.
My favorite moment in that is
and that's actually been
when Nicholas pushes Glenn down and Glenn apparently dies in the pile of walkers. I thought that showed incredible balls by The Walking Dead to go there to kill a character like that. And I was
Let's try, Phil. Let's try.
No, but that's the truth. I was so all about that, but then they fucking destroyed it after the fact and gave me one of my worst television moments when Glenn showed back up. But whatever. I want to give them credit for credit's due. I was at an all-time high of my Walking Dead fandom at that point, and that put me over the edge. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Remember when The Walking Dead was good? Quirky
to that point, should I not mention the fact that Fear the Walking Dead is on my list?
Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead's on Stephanie's list. Iron Throat says Quirky Sitcom of the Year, The Happy Place on NBC. Scott Freely says, I remember Magic Dumpster. I remember Magic Dumpster. John Snow says, I like that moment too. Claudia says, Floki Love was a great television moment. Ragnar finally showing the bro love. Yeah, Happy Place, only situation comedy I watched, says Critch. I remember. That's going to be a thing tonight.
I remember.
Tremendous shit, Father Gabriel's live. So I do want to say that that's towards the bottom of my list of favorite television moments. Also, I have to make mention of The People versus O.J. Simpson. I thought that was a very well put together series. The second half of the Muppet season last year was good too, even though the show didn't get picked up. The second half of the season when the showrunners took over, it got a lot better of a show. I don't know if you were watching it all, but the second half got really, really good. Then getting into a lower part of my top list, and I'm going to go back to Joe in a second, I have to say, this is tough. These are the ones that could have made my top 5. Frank Castle in the hallway in Daredevil, when he comes, that scene with Punisher kicking everyone's ass in the hallway, and Kingpin in Daredevil talking in the prison.
See, the Punisher made my top
5.
Okay,
so we'll talk more about that when we get to that. The Punisher is at my top 8 right now. That's where Punisher is. It tied with Kingpin and Daredevil in the prison. Episode number 7 for me is the last couple of episodes of Vikings. It's Vikings, the beginning half of this season so far. I am at an all-time high of my fandom for Vikings leading into this episode. These past 4 episodes to me have been really fucking awesome. Some of the best. Specifically, last episode with the death of Aslog and Ragnar and King Eckbert's long scene together. I thought that was really amazing television.
That was great.
I just thought I thought, like, I'm victiming over the moment a little bit, but it's okay to have at least one victim of the moment thing here, where I have to say I'm just so high on Vikings right now. Number 6, and before we get, and I'm going to go back to Joe for any other honorable mention ones, and if Stephanie has any honorable mention ones, but number 6, I got to say this, because he's one of my favorite comics, and he came back to television today and did something I thought I never could say again. I enjoyed and watched a full episode of Saturday Night Live and loved every fucking minute of it. Dave Chappelle returning to television and taking over Saturday Night Live, giving an unedited, unmoderated opening monologue where he said more fucking curse words than I've ever heard on NBC in my life, and they just let him do it. And then just seeing him back in sketch comedy, Half Baked, Chappelle Show. He's always been one of my favorite comics, and seeing him do sketches and interact, he's fucking hilarious to me, and getting to see him back on television, it was really an awesome television moment for me. So my number 6 is Dave Chappelle's return to television. So what are some of your other honorable mention ones?
Honorable mentions, or?
Yeah, before we get into the top 5, or anyone else that's like before we get into our top 5, the actual top 5s.
Okay. Well, Jesus. Okay. At number 6 was in Blunt Talk.
Oh, I've only seen a few episodes of it because I don't have the channel. Is it as good as I want it to be?
It's probably better than you want it to
Oh, fucking A, yeah.
And it was, Patrick Stewart in drag.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart is amazing. I saw a preview of that.
His whole relationship with Harry is awesome.
Oh, we're just going to jump in the live chat. Dave's SNL was one of the best of the year. Weekend Update is no longer funny. I agree. Brooke Blackman. Iron Throne. We got Timo in the live motherfucking chat. Yeah, Dave Chappelle retiring was awesome. Coming out of retirement was awesome. Love Chappelle. And I'm really excited he's going to have 2 Netflix specials coming up in the next year. I hope one of them is sketch comedy. I'm happy if one's stand-up, but I hope one is sketch comedy.
And so coming in at number 7 was from The Detour, was the last 10 seconds, the twist at the end that, I don't know if you watched The Detour.
I did not watch The Detour. So
on TBS, and it's about a family that's on, a vacation, but the husband has an ulterior motive to like take down his company, and it ends up he's telling the story to cops in an interrogation room, and like as episodes progress, more and more cops are packing into this interrogation room because they're all so interested in this fucking story, which is absolutely hilarious. And eventually it ends up like they're like, yeah, okay, so we're not interested in any of that. We want to know about your wife. And like they hand him a folder and it's like 30 different aliases, and he's like, and they get 2 9-year-old kids and shit. Like there's all these photographs. She's dressed up and looks all these different ways. So, and that was just a great twist, I thought. Great for a sitcom. Great sitcom. So that came in at number 7.
So let's jump into the live chat for a second. We'll go back to Joe. There are over 400 scripted shows per year. Impossible to keep up. Roman Empire, Reign of Blood was a great show too. Preach, Timo. Get Timo in the live chat.
I thought it was horrible. I watched the first 5 minutes and turned it off. I was like, oh, Gladiator story.
Wolf Gaming says, Hold the Door is my favorite moment of the TV, let alone 2016. Remember when Westworld blew our expectations on the stratosphere? Remember? Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead. Scott says, you're going to go back to the past. Brooke Blackman says, be right back at a bill collector banging on the door. Timo says, oh my God, Westworld has to be on the list. Ty Queen says, how does Ragnar die? We're going to get into that later tonight, Ty Queen. Claudio says, yeah, Al, I look forward to Ash versus the Evil Dead. Oh, I remember Westworld. Westworld is the best part of the year. Joe turned me on to Rome, says Son in the live chat. Joe, you turned someone on to Rome. Joe loves turning people on to Rome imagery.
Rome was really good. Season 1 of Rome was really good. Season of Rome. Season 1 of Rome was really good. Season 2, not as good, but I had wished they had started further back in Rome history than where they did start. It was kind of unfortunate because it left really no place for them to go. It's all downhill from there. There's a couple of...
We get to Caligula, right?
No, I don't think, no. There's a couple...
Wasn't Rome an HBO show from like
a while ago? Yeah, years ago. Almost a decade ago.
2 seasons?
2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons. King of the North! Remember when we thought Ivar was going to be a bust? Remember how we were wrong? Eli, yes, Ivar is not a bust, and I was dead fucking wrong. So, Joe, you got any more on your list before the top 5?
Of honorable mentions?
I have an
Elementary.
honorable
Love
mention.
Elementary.
Elementary.
Love Elementary.
Yeah, you and Katie watch that a lot.
We never miss an episode. We
Is
love
that
their
like a
dynamic.
Sherlock
Holmes with Lucy Liu and I can never remember his name, unfortunately. One of the guys from Train Spotting.
Someone in the live chat will know.
Hackers.
Ivar's going to kick some ass. Speaking of Rome, Jim Rome's going to be doing UFC play-by-play.
Oh, no, that's not a... Vice Principals was really good on HBO. Queen of the South was amazing. Better Things, amazing.
I have things that I'm going to be talking about later.
People of Earth was amazing.
People of Earth. I've heard good things about People of Earth.
Ballers is always great.
I
love it. I love The Rock.
Goodness.
I love The Rock.
Oh my goodness.
I love The Rock. I got hard on for the fucking
Rock.
Rock.
I think that's your shit, but I respect that you watch it.
Dude, The Rock is fucking amazing. I love everything that guy's in.
Joe is a monster. LOL. Rome was meant to be multiple seasons. Caligula and Nero would have been great. Yeah, Caligula. I would have loved to see them get to that point to do Caligula on HBO.
Also, The Ranch on Netflix.
Ranch on Netflix. Baby, what are some of your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions are one comedy, which is The Goldbergs, which I find hilarious. I think the Barry character has toned it down a little bit this season. He was annoying before, but good show. Good laugh.
Awesome.
And what else was I just going to say, but I lost it.
American Horror Story? Are you
I didn't even get to finish the season, so
And you've also started to watch Exorcist a little bit, right? You enjoyed
I enjoyed that, but I also didn't finish that. I haven't finished that. Still packed up on the DVR.
Eli again says The Crush is the best moment of 2016. Unanimous MVP. So many great Black Sails moments, but these hippies haven't watched it yet. Do you watch Black Sails?
I did not watch this latest season of it. It just...
You lost
each season was like a down step, so I finally gave up.
I haven't watched it at all, so I do not know. Ty Queen says top 3 shows ever: Game of Thrones, Vikings, Spartacus, and these us dirty hippies see too much of ourselves in the dirty pirates or something. But no, I'll watch it. I'll watch it eventually. So let's get into our actual top 5 lists, and let's start with Steph NEZ for her number 5 pick. Stephanie, what's your number 5 pick?
Number 5 pick was Scream Queens.
Ooh, very interesting, baby.
Yeah. I can elaborate on that.
No, please elaborate a little bit.
I don't know how many people watch Scream Queens. I'm surprised it was on for season 2, but season 2 was actually better, in my opinion, than season 1. More captivating, and the characters were all made sense. They got rid of the lead character from the last season, which I think focusing on the Chanels was a bigger
a smarter bet. I would say what I liked more about the season than last year was I felt like the season was a little bit more centered and paced out better. Where last season, once they revealed the identity of the Red Devil, the series became less fun and more just okay. Let's just get to the end. They progressed the stupidity perfect this season to when they gave you the reveal of everything. There was only one more episode to go. So there wasn't too much time worrying about that. I didn't like it as much as you did, but I definitely get my enjoyment out of it.
It's enjoyable. I just like dumb TV sometimes, really, when it comes down to it. Mindless shit. And I think that the Chanels and just the comedy, the satire of it is just so much.
Critch says, oh my God, Scream Queens, our guest has grown weary. Send Stephanie to bed. So that is Scream Queens like that. And thank you, Eli. Thank you for the love. And I'm going to, and Joe, what is your number 5 on your list, on your and Katie's list?
Outcast.
Outcast. Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about Outcast. I've heard, isn't that the one with Opie? No, I'm Misfits is with Opie or something like that. Not Opie from Sons of Anarchy.
That's Outsiders.
Outsiders. Okay, I knew it was Out something.
Yeah, that's the Outsiders. That's an honorable mention.
Oh, that was an honorable mention.
That was an honorable mention for me. Also, another honorable mention I wanted to get out was Insecure.
Okay, Insecure. But your number 5 is Outcast. Outcast.
You know, it's got Data in it.
Brent Spiner.
Yep. It's also got the kid from Almost Famous.
Is it another Showtime show?
Yes, Showtime.
Yeah, because Brent Spiner I knew appears occasionally on Blunt Talk.
Cinemax.
Okay.
I think Showtime.
Outcast
or
is
Cinemax.
Outcast is the redneck exorcist.
It's different. It's different than Exorcist, but yeah, it's kind of Exorcist. the kid from Almost Famous that stars in it, he grew up and he reminds Katie and I so much of Katie's brother. It's ridiculous. So
okay, so that's Joe's number 5. My number 5, the real number 5, is in fact Stranger Things. Stranger Things from the entire series, I enjoyed it. At all. It's a lot of fun. The complaints that I hear people say about Stranger Things, especially after, was got too overhyped. It takes nostalgia and it doesn't do anything new and blah blah. But sometimes it's okay to go through the motions of nostalgia. Nostalgia exists for a reason when it's done well, and I find the series is done very well. Specifically, if I'm talking moments, my number 1 favorite moment of the season is the first episode, just in general. I think the first episode encompasses everything that's great about the series Stranger Things. And if you're curious if you're going to like Stranger Things, it's not one of those shows like Westworld that we're going to maybe get into later, where I'd say you need to watch to the end to get the full experience. Stranger Things, if you watch that first episode and you're not feeling the first episode, you're probably not going to feel the season. There's so many amazing moments in it. A lot of it just involved Eleven. A lot of it involved the interactions between the different characters, the friendships, the bonds, the things that I loved about movies like The Goonies, or where those relationships and going on adventures with your friends and stuff. I feel like it really captured a moment. It's out of most of the shows on Netflix and most of the shows that you could be fearful for a second season, it's probably the show I'm the most fearful that it caught a moment and it might not be able to catch that moment again. I'm very fearful for season 2. But season 1 was an excellent moment in television history for me, and my number 5 favorite moment of the year. So,
except you're forgetting how annoying Winona Ryder is.
That's why I said the first episode. She did annoy me. You're absolutely.
I love Winona Ryder, and I was like going to bat for her, but oof.
But yeah, she did kind of annoy me in that series. But Iron Throat says Stranger Things was adorable and bingeable. I like the first 2 episodes of Mr. Robot. Haven't watched it since. I like Stranger Things, but it was overhyped. I agree, Eli. And when something is good or captures the zeitgeist or whatever people were talking about it, it's tough, especially in the world we live in now, not for it to be overhyped. I try, and I'm not always perfect on this, and that's why I try to watch things before I hear the hype. And when I hear the hype, then I'll wait years sometimes to watch a show until the hype dies down. Because if I'm watching something with hype, I come at it from this really, like, this shit better be good. This fucking shit better be good. And you can find any show, even the best fucking thing in the world, you can rip apart if you want to. And that's the easiest thing to do. Again, I mentioned this a lot. I love Led Zeppelin, but I could sit here and rag on Robert Plant's voice for 2 hours. Perry Farrell, too. We love Jason Diction. We could rag on Perry for like 3 hours. I could point out every sand snake scene on Game of Thrones,
Oh.
or whatever. So Stranger Things, I just think was really just fun television. I know Timo's like, fuck you, Phil. Eat shit and die slowly. I hated Stranger Things. But I like the nostalgia, but the story wasn't that great in my opinion. And most people who were hyped said they loved the nostalgia. I need more than a time machine, I guess. I'm a shameless TV snob. 11 flipping the truck as Brandon. So yeah, a lot of fun moments in Stranger Things for me. So that is my number 5 on my list. So we're gonna pause right now for a 8-minute break. No, we have King Baby Duck from the Boston Bastard Brigade. Before we get into our top 4 list, I want to play his message before it gets too late and we have any problem playing it. So I'm going to, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of technical difficulties maybe while we listen to King Baby Duck's message. So huge thanks to King Baby Duck for recording this for me, and hope you guys enjoy some of his picks. And if people are wondering who Evan is, he was with us on our Emmys preview show, and hopefully he'll be joining us a lot more in the coming year. So here is Evan.
Hello, Recap Nation. This is your King Baby Duck Evan Borgo from the Electric Sisterhood and Boston Bastard Brigade. Phil wanted me to come on to discuss my top 5 favorite moments in television in 2016, and of course, I can't say no to that guy. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I'm the anime person, so there must be a ton of anime in my 5 favorite moments. Well, you're kind of right. There'll be a couple things here that are anime related, but I'm going to do my best to have it so there's a lot more non-anime stuff on my top 5 TV moments list. So with that, let's get this started. Now, these aren't in order from favorite to greatest. We're just going with the flow. Anyways, let's start with what is sure to be a recurring television formula. Take Elijah Wood and give him a weird sidekick, and you get TV gold. It worked wonders with Wilfred, which is so far one of my favorite comedies of this decade. Now, he's back with a strange new sidekick in the new BBC America series, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. His partnership with Dirk, played magnificently by Samuel Barnett, leads Wood's character, Todd, towards one of the craziest mysteries put on TV. Like, there's so much crazy shit that happens in this show. Body swapping, time traveling, apartment smashing, assassinations, shootouts, and strange diseases. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency wanted to show audiences how everything is connected, and no matter how insane things got, this show was able to prove it. It was thankfully renewed for a 2nd season, so we've got more zany mysteries to look forward to next year. Segueing from one mystery to another, in the first anime,
I would love to still have the technical difficulty sign, but YouTube screwed something up, and that's why we don't have the little thing under the picture or the technical difficulty sign anymore. They need to update their shit. Fix the stream, you motherfuckers. Boo!
I want to talk about is a show that actually made me stop watching both The Simpsons and Family Guy. I'm talking about a series that in Japan is known as Bokudake ga Inaimachi, or The Town Without Me. Here in America, though, this show is simply known as Erased. The anime follows Satoru, who has the power to go back in time before a life-threatening incident occurs so he can prevent it. Many years back, his classroom was involved in the disappearance and murder of a student named Hinazuki, which to that day has yet to be solved. Satoru's mother tells him that she thinks she knows who did it, but before it can be revealed, she's murdered by the same guy. Framed for the murder, Satoru starts to run from the cops, only to leap back in time to when he was in elementary school, where he plans to keep Hinazuki's murder from happening and hopefully changing the present day for the better. This series was just simply mind-blowing and filled with incredible emotion. Yeah, the end kind of had some bumps and imperfections, but the overall product was simply mesmerizing. American animators and producers need to have the balls to create a cartoon like what Erased was. Seriously, get on it. You don't always have to be funny. You can be serious. Erased is currently on Crunchyroll and Hulu, and I cannot recommend it enough. Moving on, TV highlight number 3 has to go with the booming era of FX alternative comedies. We had Zach Galifianakis and Louis Anderson in Baskets, Donald Glover in Atlanta, and Pamela Adlon in Better Things. 3 new comedies, all of them solid gold. Yes, there are some uncomfortable moments in these 3 programs, but that's life for you. But man, when it was funny, it got the best laughs. The invisible car in Atlanta, the crazy mother in Better Things, and the bantering between the twins Chip and Dale in Baskets, which I just got that fucking joke when I wrote these notes, by the way. And the fact that Louis C.K. had a hand in both Better Things and Baskets shows that this is a guy whose brilliance for original TV is not lacking. I also want to throw in the returns of the FXX series You're the Worst and Man-Seeking Woman, 2 of the best written comedies I've ever watched. Let us transition from live-action comedy back with some anime comedy, highlight number 4. And that is the return of some British-styled humor where dicks are dicks to one another in a fantastical world. In the same vein as the classic show Blackadder, the anime comedy Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, brought us the funniest sort of douchebaggery these 2 eyes bore witness to this year. The concept of the show has the character Kazuma dying in the most embarrassing way, and after the goddess Aqua makes fun of him for his death, he finds himself given the opportunity for a chance at greatness in a pre-Renaissance sort of setting. He is told he can bring one thing, and, still pissed at Aqua for berating him, chooses her as the thing. With a mage named Megumin who only does explosion magic and passes out right afterwards, and a masochist.
Sorry, Evan, I'm gonna pause for a second because Stephanie's losing her shit right now. Because Joe's playing with the fart book. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. I just needed to take a break for that. We'll get back to King Baby Duck. Sorry, King.
Knight named Darkness tagging along. Kazuma and Aqua experience the rough turmoils it really takes to be an adventurer. This is a show where you have to watch it more than once to get all the jokes, and it has some of the best one-liners and visual humor you'll see anywhere. There are people that don't like anime who have watched this show and loved it. It is that good. Honestly, I think it's probably my favorite show of 2016. You can catch it on Crunchyroll, and you should totally watch Konosuba now because 2nd season. Yeah, it got the rare 2nd season that some anime never get. Some of the really good ones too. So definitely check out Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World on Crunchyroll. That was highlight number 4. Let us move on to the finale, which is highlight number 5. And it's usually sad when you talk about the end of a TV series, especially one that was as great as this specific one. But man, Gravity Falls wasn't just the best thing the Disney Channel has done in years, but it may very well be one of the best written shows of the decade. The crazy adventures with Dipper, Mabel, Grunkle Stan, and the other Mystery Shack team was filled with non-stop comedy, heartstring-tearing moments, and some of the very best visuals seen in an American cartoon. And it all tied up nicely with the massive 3-part finale, Weirdmageddon, which had its final chapter airing this past February. Incidentally, this would be the 3rd show related to Louis C.K. that I'm talking about, as he made a guest appearance in Weirdmageddon. It was dark, creepy, funny, and it tied up everything about the Gravity Falls universe perfectly. While we'll miss the Pines twins very much so, at least we got a great ending to their story instead of being dragged out for all eternity like The Simpsons and Family Guy. Fucking stop already, you two! Just end! Whew. Anywho, those are my top 5 highlights in the 2016 TV realm. And if you're interested in checking out my stuff, you can visit b3crew.com to listen to my No Borders, No Race podcast, which is currently doing the top 20 albums of 2016 two-parter, and read most of my anime and music review stuff. And for my gaming critiques, be sure to go to electricsisterhood.com. Follow me on Twitter at king_baby_duck, the J-pop, anime, and video games amino pages at kingbabyduckesh, and on Tumblr at b3crew.tumblr.com. Also, you can catch me on the Wicked Anime Podcast with Andrew and Jonathan via the Nerdy Show Network. we'll have our annual Wiki's Best of Anime show for you very soon.
Ooh, it worked.
Anyways, thank you once again, Phil, for letting me chat about
No,
my
I love you,
favorite moments in
Evan.
TV.
Thank you.
Back to you,
Thank you very
buddy.
much, Evan.
Evan, this is all your fucking fault. This is all your fucking fault. Evan, who a lot of people know the story, dragged me into a radio
You
studio.
bastard.
Yeah, he is. It's his fucking fault. I'm annoying on the mic right now. So here we are. We're back. We got a lot of people in the live fucking chat. Damn, how could I forget Animal Kingdom, Batman Beyond, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon Season 1, Yu-Gi-Oh! Best anime, Sailor Moon, is South Park an anime? Animated? I consider it an anime. I consider them all animes
Yeah, any cartoon is an anime.
in its own way. Yeah.
Well, the animation. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had this argument with someone. It's like, don't be silly. Anime only got its name because people wanted to stop saying Japanese anime to draw a differentiation of some sort of racist thing. It's just anime. It's all fucking anime. It's all just cartoons.
So and you connected with a couple of the numbers that Evan was talking about on his list and stuff like that.
Better things you had.
Exactly, connected with Joe. So let's get to our number 4 on our list, and we should probably get this one out of the way for Stephanie right now. And Joe and I will try to be quiet and respectful in this moment.
You can go.
Oh no, I'm kidding. No one's gonna be respectful. But say it. Say your piece of why. Number 4.
Number 4 for me is Fear the Walking Dead. You heard it. Fear the Walking Dead.
I would tell you to go home, but
I am home, but I already got told to go to bed. So
yeah, that would be just as good at this point.
Yeah,
You know what? Why?
I don't know why. To me, I feel like The Walking Dead is stale, and I care too much about the characters in a show where people die all the time. In Fear the Walking Dead, I may not care about the characters as much or like the characters as much, but the idea and the premise of seeing
Sylvia's on your side.
Seeing it growing and like seeing the backstory to how it got to The Walking Dead is what I enjoy the most about Fear the Walking Dead.
See, in theory, that's what I would have liked most about.
It could have been a better show.
It could have been. So basically, you're putting it on this list in lieu of The Walking Dead because you think it's now you're liking it better.
I could not stand this season. I hate Negan. He's annoying, and I'm just over it.
Right. So this is more of a spite pick.
It's not a spite pick. I do enjoy. I would go up to bed and watch my Fear the Walking Dead alone.
Yeah. I sent her to bed to watch Fear the.
And when she says alone, she means like, her and nobody else in America.
Well,
Sylvia Love in the live chat says I like Fear the Walking Dead.
I like things that people don't normally like.
Just to be difficult.
Yeah,
like me.
To go against the grain.
Yeah, like me. So okay, so that is Stephanie's. Anything else you would like to say about Fear the Walking Dead?
She likes to root for the underdog.
Yeah, I hope it continues. I thought the second season was better than the first.
Okay.
It couldn't possibly have been
like. Didn't we all
any
think
other way.
Why didn't the question of why didn't people get on a boat? You know what I mean? Like
the question of
you don't have that thought of like if you were in the apocalypse, like where would you run to? Is on a fucking boat.
Correct. No, this is a good point, but I couldn't get out of season 1. Just the sheer fact that fucker let however many zombies out of a goddamn arena and herded them down on like day 1 of him dealing with any kind of real fucking zombie.
The Pied Piper
yeah.
zombie dance.
And then just casually walks out of the way while they all decide to go mindlessly into the gate.
So
where would your mind be at the brink of the apocalypse? Like
not
your
going to Pied
like
Piper thousands of zombies.
I'd be going, where's my weed?
It was different than Rick waking up to like an already apocalyptic world where people have been dealing
But not
with
really, though. Not really. They didn't give us enough time as a build-up. Like Phil said, in theory, that would have been good. But now at this point in season 2, we are definitely no different in a place. We're only maybe a week and a half behind when Rick woke up.
So let's jump into the live chat here for a second. Eli says The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead give me blue balls. Critch says I watch it, but I cheer for the zombies.
Z Nation, baby.
Z Nation's Joe.
That should be your fill-in for the Walking Dead.
Claudio says it's making our worst Walking Dead list. Sylvia Love, who's agreeing with you, Steph, in the live chat, who's likes Fear the Walking Dead as well, says Negan is not good. The actor's playing is not Jose. Picture.
It's awful. Negan's awful.
Timo says I was done with Fear the Walking Dead when the lady asked her neighbor if he was okay while he was eating her fucking dog. Like, what the fuck? Bird Witch. Broke Black Man says, I like the comics more. And Sylvia says, Joe does have a point. Yeah, Joe does have a point, which makes it hard to argue with him because you're like, I know you have a point, asshole. Yeah, and you have a point, Walter, but you're an asshole. No, but no, you do have. I agree with you. So I'm just like, I'm not trying to like echo it in the room, but you echo everything I feel about Fear the Walking Dead. But in fairness, I did watch a little bit of season 2 with you at the beginning. Season 2 was better than season 1.
As I say, how could it not be?
Yeah.
How could it possibly not? There's literally, I think, in every episode we watched, every episode with the exception of maybe the first episode, I was literally like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is like scene after scene. No way.
Iron Throne says, I'm allergic to zombie and vampire shows. I just started watching Buffy for the first time.
Z Nation.
Z Nation. But I'm allergic to zombie and vampire shows. Yes, Z Nation is awesome. However, this is the least strong season so far. Timo says
Crazy Heads is good too.
Crazy Heads. Was this the year Ragnar slapped the shit out of Aslog? If so, that's in my top 10 too. Yeah, Aslog's murder was in my top 10. So Joe, what is your number 4?
My number 4.
Number 4. Number 4, dude.
Every single scene with Frank Castle.
Okay, so Daredevil, every single fucking scene with Frank Castle as Daredevil.
Yeah. There was parts of it that mirrored to me I forget the name of the movie, but like some Japanese movie, but especially that, like, you highlighted one of the scenes earlier, but
yeah, the scene in the hallway,
yep.
which what I like so much about that, we talked about that in our Daredevil and in our big stream, our big Marvel TV show stream. What I liked so much about that scene is so many of the Daredevil scenes are shot in the dark. That was in a bright fucking hallway, and you got to see every single move. And John Barenthal just killed it.
It was a prison hallway.
Yeah, a prison hallway.
Yep.
Just fucking killed it.
It was really good. John Barenthal did a fantastic job in that role. Born to play it.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Perfect. I can't wait for the series. I'm out of all the series, I'm looking forward to the Defenders. I'm looking forward to more Jessica Jones, but the Punisher series, I can't fucking wait. If there is any point besides survival, come back to The Walking Dead. Slow ass zombies. I want World War Z and I Am Legends zombie stuff. George R. R. Martin has a guest appearance in Z Nation. Claudio
it's
says,
not actually him.
Claudio says, I agree with Joe. The Punisher is lit. Or looks fucking lit. Okay, so here we go. My number 4, and this might be a weird one, but my number 4 is BoJack Horseman. I fucking love this show. It gives me it's one of those shows that I don't know if it's for everybody, but for me, it gives me everything I want. Will Arnett, it's his best role besides Arrested Development. But besides the Job role, because he's actually playing a different character. It takes him being a fucking giant talking horse for him to alcoholic, fucked up, floundering, drug addict. I can continue. For him to play a deeper character. And it's a deep fucking show. Highlight moments of the season is the episode where there's no words and it's just all scored, like the underwater land was really fucking awesome. And I just like how deep and introspective it is. And it gives me everything I want. We've got honorable mention, Mike Tyson's Mysteries too.
Oh my God, how could we leave?
Yeah, I also just mentioning it for another honorable mention, Mike Tyson's Mysteries. If anyone's not watching that show and likes Mike Tyson, you're doing yourself a disservice. Or if you like Norm Macdonald, if you like either of those people and you're not watching Mike Tyson's Mysteries, it's a disservice.
No, that shit is fucking hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious.
It is unreal.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put BoJack and Mike Tyson the same thing, but I just like irreverent bullshit, and I think BoJack actually made me feel emotional a lot of times. I'm a big fan of BoJack Horseman.
This was I like so many shows for so many different reasons. It's hard to pick.
Like even
Like
the
all of them.
episode where they added the kid, that had a kid in one episode, we kind of fostered the kid.
Yeah.
Usually that would be like I can't stand this. I want to quit the show forever because of an episode like that.
So I think we had some technical difficulties.
Good show.
Are we back, everybody? Let me know in the live chat if we're back. If not, you watch this later. There is and we're back. Okay, we are back. So we might have missed some of that. Stephanie's number 3 was Lethal Weapon, in case that was missed. Number 3 on Stephanie's list is Lethal Weapon. Just a really fun show. She loves having a great time with it. Okay, and hopefully we weren't off for too long. What the fuck happened? Somehow we got muted. Somehow they fucking muted us. Fuck you.
It's because we talked shit about it.
Yeah, we said cunt to one too many times. And it got fucking crazy. But thank you so much, everybody, that we are back. So I only knew we weren't on because of you guys. So okay, so hopefully you got some of that. I did say my number 4 was BoJack Horseman, if none of that came through. So my number 4 was BoJack Horseman. Stephanie's number 3 is Lethal Weapon. So Joe, what is your number 3 top television moment?
Okay, this might be a cop out. I don't know, but I have a tie.
No, I cop the fuck out all the time.
My tie is
Okay, good 9.
I had 9 instead of I had nine top
top
times.
5s.
Yeah, I had 9 in my top 5.
Multiple things listed.
So, Better Call Saul. The moment when he's watching from outside the copy center and he thinks his brother's about to
God.
die.
Yep.
Like, holy shit.
Mhm.
Heart-wrenching shit. So that, or when Tyrion lets the dragons out of the chains.
Okay, so those are both, and you're both tied for your top 3.
Yes.
Okay, that is very good. Number 3. Okay, so I'm pulling something up.
Those are my 3s.
Those are your 3s.
Those are my 3s.
Okay, so up to me on my 3s now. So my number 3. Okay, this top 3 is really fucking difficult for me. Really fucking difficult. But number 3 is Westworld. The Westworld conclusion of the entire season. Maeve in the factory going through. Any fucking scene with Anthony Hopkins. The Bernard reveal. What door. All of that fucking shit. All that shit coming together. Fucking hell. Westworld was the greatest show on fucking television the moment that I was watching it. I know it's not for everybody. I know Joe doesn't like it. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people might not connect with it. It, to me, is right up there with the top 3. Where people that have heard me talking, know what my top 3 is going to be. Know what these 3 are going to be. The 3 best shows on television right now. Westworld fucking ruled. Fuck. I can't wait to watch it again. Yeah, fuck you, Joe, and the horse you rode in on.
You gave up. You didn't even watch
You gave
all of
up.
Yeah, because it sucked.
You're
Oh, it's
no.
so fucking boring.
it. It's a little
I'd rather
slow,
be in the
it's a little
dentist
slow, but
chair.
No, no.
Rather
Oh
be
my
in a
God.
dentist chair.
Oh, I'd rather be getting a fucking
There's
dick
a lot
swab
of
with
good
cotton
twists,
or
and it's
something.
good.
Fuck
Oh.
God, that was
It's
awful.
intelligent.
It was
well made.
intelligent. Oh my God, yeah. Raping and murdering robots, letting people be fucking savages.
Do you really think
intelligent.
that's what the show's about?
That's obviously what it's about.
Yeah, you're
It's
now
about
you're now you're
it's
just,
whether or not it's about what the show is
Joe
about.
wants to go to
It's
Westworld.
it's what the society, that's what they're saying about society. We need a place where we can go so we can act out our rape and fucking torture fantasies
that's
and
one
murder
that's
fantasies.
one small.
Are you kidding me?
That's
Like,
one small element of what the show is.
it's fucking dumb.
Shut the
So fucking dumb. And then like we're trying so hard and we're breaking all these fucking barriers, creating the most advanced fucking shit ever. And I'm gonna put this fucking even more fucking weird advanced shit, deep in the hard copy of all of it, and make people go fucking crazy when they get it. Oh, fucking
the
stupid.
fuck
Oh
up,
my God,
Joe.
it's so fucking boring. Fucking God, it's boring.
Do you typically like sci-fi, Joe?
Shut the fuck up, Joe. Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Okay, so fair. You guys wanted a Joe rant. Specialty people are truly like that, Joe. Bionic.
Some emojis going on.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Joe. Fucking cut Joe off. People like cut Joe off. Joe, ring the bell. Joe rant. But no, I appreciate your stance on it, Joe. But I think right now, I think you're bullshitting a little bit because you don't want to go back and actually watch it and get into the show. So
Because it's so boring.
no, because you had trouble watching the first couple of episodes. So
how many episodes do I have to watch to get into
your
it?
rant?
Should anyone?
No, your rant rings false because it's not true. No,
but it is true. It is true. How many episodes?
It's a protective shell. It's a protective shell.
If a movie needed 2 hours for you to even start to fucking get into it, the movies wouldn't exist.
Television series are different than that.
Right, exactly. How do you get me to come back for a 3rd episode if you can't keep me for the first 2?
Because you need to be awake to watch it.
And if you can't keep me awake, if
Don't
your
eat
show...
so many sandwiches.
Yeah, it's the sandwiches.
It's the sandwiches.
It's my big fat belly putting me to sleep, not their horrible fuck. Vikings has never once put me to sleep. Game of Thrones has never once put me to sleep. The Walking Dead has never once put me to sleep. Better Call Saul has never once put me to sleep. Westworld put me to sleep on 2 watches of the first episode and the second episode, 1 watch.
Very fair, Joe. Very fair, Joe. Love the Joe rant. Tough. Yeah, we all love the Joe rant, but it's a tough pick for Joe. Okay, so let's get into our top 2 picks. And people want a top 5 Joe rants of the years. Love Joe, but he's so wrong, says Brandon. Star Wars episode 1 and 2 suck, but Star Wars is still good, Joe. Walking Dead puts me into comas. So you're saying The Walking Dead is better than Westworld, Joe? Timo asks.
The first bunch of seasons, sure.
Right now, is The Walking Dead better than what you saw of Westworld?
Okay, here is why I would still be watching The Walking Dead. I'm gonna answer yes, for the sheer fact that The Walking Dead has still never put me to sleep. But the only reason why I think I've suffered through this half of the season is because I'm so invested in it, and I'm almost done now. I only got a little bit.
I also want to bring up an interesting point in the live chat that Edward brings. Give me a break. Season 1 of Breaking Bad is like turtles fucking.
Yeah, it's hard to get through the first few episodes of that with all the.
Timo says, okay, Joe, try to clean it up. Joe, you're still wrong, though. Joe is correct. I agree, says Al Red Sox. I know Bionic, if he's watching this, I agree. Broke Black Man says, I love you, Joe. He is honest, and I motherfucking love him. Hashtag Joe220. Joe, quit trying to be edgy.
What's edgy? The use of my language or the fact that I don't like Westworld?
No. You're trying to be out. You're trying to go against the grain. Too many people like Westworld, so you're trying to Westworld shame us. We get it. We get it. This is why I brought up this point earlier, so I could go back to it now. That if you want to, anyone can pick apart anything they want if they want to hate it. And I knew Joe would want to hate Westworld tonight. Okay, but I agree. Breaking Bad kind of took me.
That's because it's on your top fucking 5, Phil.
It's top.
Phil put it there. Top 3. Top 3. He put it there just to piss me off.
No, wait till we get to Stephanie's list. Stephanie,
it is not better than Lethal Weapon.
Number 2, Stephanie. I'm gonna leave that meatball out there. You don't even believe
number
that.
Number 2 is.
I do believe that,
dude.
Okay, number 2 is Luke Cage.
Yes, Stephanie.
I'm a huge fan of. I would rank it under Daredevil, but above Jessica Jones for me. But I really enjoyed the season.
Sorry, I'm just reading the chat right now. Joe is a host programmed to be a troll. Respect your constraints ways, Joe.
Contrarian
ways, Joe. Respect to your contrarian ways. But yes, I agree, Stephanie. Luke Cage was fucking awesome. Joe and I did a whole podcast on Luke Cage Live. I know it was out of all the Netflix superhero series, it was your favorite of them all, right?
No, I would say it was my second favorite.
Second favorite behind Daredevil?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into Joe watching Westworld. This doesn't look like anything to me. Exactly. I was gonna say that a couple of times. Okay, so you're number 2, Joe.
Okay. Liana, putting motherfuckers in their place.
Yep. It's hard to
without a doubt, hands down. She made me get up and want to cheer. You fucking cowardice pieces of shit. How dare you? We have always stood for House Stark, you fuckers.
Yep. It's down
to our last 12 men, bitches. And girl.
It was great moment. I love it. I love all the Liana moments.
All of them, yes. My new favorite little girl on she took over for Aria for me.
IC says Joe Rants are the best, even when he's wrong. Claudia says couldn't get into Luke Cage. Edward says Luke Cage, I remember the music way more than the storyline. The first time Luke kicks ass in the restaurant was epic, says Brandon.
It was really good.
No wonder Joe watching Westworld doesn't look at no wonder he keeps falling asleep. Joe is not a troll. Mavis is Brooke Blackman. Yep, kicking the north. Okay, so we are on to my number 2, which is I had a lot of I want to make honorable mention for Joe, what Joe picked for this one, but my number 2 is also from the television show Better Call Saul, and I have to say that what the fuck, my number 2, it will be going on in a second. So Better Call Saul, I really did love the scene you're talking about where Jimmy is outside watching Chuck and Chuck Falls and like all of that. The intensity of the way the scene was shot was amazing. But this right here was my favorite part of the number 2.
You're pregnant. You said that. They were videos intended to titillate the senses.
Okay.
This is the answer to what is a squat cobbler.
Porn.
Not as such. Technically, they would be categorized as fetish videos, but nothing illegal. Just a man, a fully clothed man, I might add, just all by himself. Just Mr. Wormald, fully clothed. Yeah. So.
All right. So, fully clothed, Mr. Wormald, by himself, doing what?
Yeah, come on, man. What? Squat cobbler.
What's a squat cobbler?
Squat cobbler. You know what squat cobbler is.
No, I don't know what a squat cobbler
No,
is.
me neither. What is it?
As you think
What? You two guys are cops? Hoboken squat cobbler. Full moon pie.
Cobbler right now.
Boston cream splat. Seriously? Simple Simon the Ass Man. Dutch apple ass. Guys, am I not speaking English here?
What the hell is a squat cobbler?
It's when a man sits in pie. He sits
Dutch
in a
apple
pie.
ass.
And
It's a little loud.
he wiggles around. Maybe it's like Hellman's mayonnaise. It has a different name west of the Rockies. I don't know. But technically, he does a crybaby squat. So there's tiers, which makes it more specialized. Not all pie sitters cry. But I'm going to tell you something. This guy, he's a regular Julianne Moore once he gets the waterworks cranked up. Pies. What, like apple? Guys, I'm not the filmmaker here, right? Banana cream, peach. Oh, and there is a costume involved.
You got to be shitting us.
That's the best part.
Yeah, like I would make this up. Hey, the world is a rich tapestry, my friends. But trust me on this, you don't want to see it.
As you guys can hear, but the best thing is he goes and makes the video of it. So that was my number 2 moment. The squat cobbler, Better Call Saul, just incredible. Such a great show about real things, real relationships, and I don't know. I fucking loved it. One of consistently my favorite shows, and I can't wait to see how they continue on to this adventure coming in this next season. And I'm just super excited. It's not about what these big things that happen on Better Call Saul. It's more just about the journey in a lot of ways. And like, it can be a simple thing and it just doesn't matter. Everything that maybe you hate about some other shows, you probably say Better Call Saul does great. And that's something I love about Better Call Saul and Westworld. They both do subtlety really well and add to the rich tapestry, to use Saul's words.
Yeah, they can make a phone ring and be like, oh.
Let's jump into the live motherfucking chat for a second. Brandon says, I blame you for my squat cobbler dreams tonight, Phil. And I have this thing with shows. They always lose points when they show police brutality as a way of trying to keep with the times. Empire did that this season for some reason. Shake my head. When does the next season start? Before season 2? February probably, or March, Timo. So you got some time. I think it's March, actually. So I have to show some love for Cersei's BBQ. I hate that bitch, but Poets King's Landing and the High Sparrow guy. Next on the Food Network, top 5 squat cobblers. So let's get into this. Let's get into our number one list because I think this is gonna spark an interesting thing. So Stephanie, what is your number one show of the year?
Wow, so anticlimactic.
Oh no! Well, no, ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie, what is your number one show of the year?
Westworld.
Woo! You love the fuck out of Westworld.
I love the fuck out of Westworld.
Yeah,
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah, and you tend to fall asleep at shows, even shows you really like, and you never fell asleep on Westworld, not even for a second. You were glued watching the television the whole time with your eyes wide open, like, holy shit, what am I watching? So number one on Stephanie's list is Westworld. I mean, I think we talked enough about that. So
it's awfully fulfilling.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah, and
I mean, to get through it, you feel accomplished. You feel like, wow, like it really hit me. It was all like
You must struggling through 10 episodes of that shit.
it's not
Whatever,
a struggle.
I made it.
No,
Yes.
let me make one point. I struggle through many series. Like Phil and I binge watch a lot of series, and things like 24, which is a great series. There were seasons where we were like grueling getting through it.
That's because it's not a great series.
Yes, it is.
But look,
Then how could there be grueling seasons?
but I
Because
don't.
there's only half the season because they would do like mid-season.
It's an awful
switch of
series.
the-
There's no grueling season of Game of
24
Thrones.
with like the concept
There's
of being within a 24-hour period was genius.
Oh well,
Genius.
welcome DJ11. I would just say, and just to end this point, because I get what you're saying, Joe. For me, I found that Westworld, what made it great for me was it didn't bore me at all because they kept the action going with some of the visceral shit, like the cowboy. It wasn't rape.
Murder.
There wasn't really murdering. Like you didn't watch the show.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of raping and murder.
I mean,
but
in those first couple of
Feels like it
episodes-
was all consensual.
No, I'm not talking about the sex, but you're talking about that scene with Ed Harris when he drags Dolores into the barn. You're just calling that a rape. It wasn't a rape.
No.
Because what that is something very different when it comes out. It's not every.
And for that matter, like you're focused on me saying that one thing. Like I don't even, like you said, like Game of Thrones has a lot of rape in it. That's not even like really a care of mine. But
So why are you focusing on that in Westworld? Because it's the easiest thing you can strike at from a hateful perspective instead of understanding what the show's about and hating it.
I understand what the show is about.
Okay.
I understand
Okay,
it.
well-
You've heard me. You've heard. Oh, so any of the other things I said about Westworld weren't
What
true?
else did you say tonight?
Oh God, about the mirrors of society, mirroring society, and how people want to play out their fetishes and all of those things. That's a big part of it. That's why people go there in the first place. And then there's the side story with Ed Harris about trying to unlock this other bullshit that one of the founders programmed into this fucking thing. Like,
Oh, people say they missed the last minute and a half. There will be an audio version of this that we're recording, so you can hear the whole argument on a do a do-over. Get back, guys. Remember when Phil and Joe were arguing and then it went off? It keeps disconnecting on us. But fair enough, Joe. I think we can just accept that you're never going to like the series, and that's fine. So so let's go
Yeah,
to.
we don't have to worry about it till 2018 anyway.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it till
Thank
2018.
God.
So Joe, let's go to what your number one is.
Hold the fucking door. Straight up. It's the saddest moment in television history.
Okay, hold the door. Yeah. It's really tough. It was an emotional moment, and let me just get to my number one since that's part of it too. My number one is Game of Thrones, specifically the final 2 episodes and the Hold the Door episode. I think overall season 6 is so top heavy for my enjoyment that the top moments, although I understand some of the criticisms some people levy upon season 6, the strong points of season 6 for me, the end of the season, specifically with those 2 episodes, and the first peak that you get with the hold the door breakdown are some of the best moments of television history for me. I just think they really work. The hold the door thing is so emotional. Battle of the Bastard is so emotional in a different way, and then the last Windsor, the last episode of the season is like brings things to a whole another incredible fucking stake. So yeah, Game of Thrones is my number one too. DJ11, specifically the last 2 episodes and the Hold the Door episodes. Yeah, laughing at me. The transition of baby John to King. John makes me cry every time. Remember when they made Dany fireproof? Remember that time? Hold the Door in the Sept, the final shot of the ships. The transition of baby Joe, yeah, it makes me cry. Where Are My Dragons? I feel Joe's pain when everyone won't leave you alone and let you hate a popular show. Mr. Robot's absolute garbage, says Edward. And fair enough, yeah, we all asked for this Joe rant tonight.
And for that matter, I can see why you would think Mr. Robot's garbage. I happen to really like the show. I like the actors on it, but it's a ripoff of like 2 other like movies and shows and books, and like this season was kind of. I see
says, why is there a hold the door? What door? I don't see a door. Fucking good one. So okay, so let's go over this one more time just to reiterate our list. Or I think we've had most of our list, but my top 5 was.
I haven't even watched Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Number 4 was BoJack Horseman. Number 3 was Westworld. Number 2 was Better Call Saul, and number 1 was Game of Thrones season 6.
So in his top 5s, I've never watched Stranger Things. I hate BoJack Horseman, and Westworld is absolute fucking dog.
Yeah, for people say that we get along.
BoJack too.
Yeah, no, I couldn't get through the first 2 episodes of that. I thought it was absolutely fucking stupid.
It didn't get past.
Totally stupid. It is absolutely.
Yeah, and like stupid. Like I don't even mean like. Stupid like Danger 5 is stupid, or stupid like
Timo says not to watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna Timo. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch Stranger Things.
So and
from I don't know. I think Phil might have said it like, or someone told me, or someone said like, basically you're left with a bunch of questions that don't get answered, like Lost or something. Only it's set in the fucking 80s.
Timo, Vikings was number 7 on my list because I did a top 10 because I couldn't just do a top 5. Number 6 was Dave Chappelle's Return to TV. Number 7 was the last episode of Vikings with the death of Aslog and Ragnar in King Eckbert's. Number 8 was Frank Castle in the Hallway, Kingpin, Daredevil in the Prison. Number 9 was Flash, OJ, Lethal Weapon, Luke Cage, second half of the Muppet season. And honorable mentions was House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, and Glenn Before the Dumpster.
Oh my God! And in her top 5, I don't watch Scream Queens.
Yeah.
I thought that
and
was horrible.
Stephanie's top 5 is Westworld, Luke Cage, Lethal Weapon, Fear the Walking Dead, and Scream Queens. And Joe, what is your top 5?
Wait! Don't watch Scream Queens. Thought that was awful. Fear the Walking
If you
Dead,
want a
that
good,
was awful.
stupid, dumb show.
Yeah, you know, I watched the first episode. I wasn't like turned off completely by it. I just wasn't interested enough to keep going.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah. I just don't watch it. But
Jamie
Fear the
Lee
Walking
Curtis.
Dead's horror. Oh God, Lethal Weapon, awesome, much better than your number 1 pick. And Luke Cage was really good, and that's an honorable mention of mine, of course.
Okay, so Joe, what is your
top 5 were Outcast, Frank Castle, tie with Better Call Saul and Tyrion, Lyanna, and then Hodor. Like the top 3 moments of 2016 all belong to Game of Thrones. So.
Timo's heart hurts from no black sails moments. DJ11 says Viking all day after Game of Thrones and Westworld. I watch a guilty pleasure, Timo. Eli says stupid History Channel website doesn't upload until the next day. Oh, that fucking sucks. Dog shit cracks me. Dog shit cracks me up. Yeah, Joe calling something dog shit cracks me up. So that is that are our lists. They are what they are. I think the real list is, of course, my list: Game of Thrones, Better Call Saul, Westworld, top 3 right there. I think that
I
is
couldn't agree with you on all my picks. Obviously, I saw yours, so
right. So
I agree with many
of my picks, and I agree with most of Joe's picks as well, except for the one I haven't seen, and I haven't seen Outcast. But a single moment not connected to Conan reviewing Final Fantasy 15. Oh, is there a confused gamer of Conan playing in Final Fantasy 15? I gotta watch that. The mid-season finale deserved an honorable mention. That Tool Balls. Black Sails is my number 3 favorite show on right now. Love that show. Black Mirror is an honorable mention for me. Like
some of the episodes.
Yeah.
It's like a modern day Twilight Zone.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Other honorable mentions for me. The Crown, Roadies, and Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Black Mirror is fucking downer. It depresses the shit out of me for some reason too. Claudio, me too. It's
some of them for sure. I liked the one with the
everyone getting liked one. That was depressing.
Really depressing.
That was super depressing.
But the one where he goes awful. And he is backpacking and he ends up going to the video game guy, and it's he's in a haunted mansion and shit.
Does anyone watch Bates Motel? Any of you guys?
I watched the first 2 seasons, and then no, not anymore. Cannabis on Netflix is really good.
Cannabis on Netflix is
good. That.
Yeah, it's good. I just started watching it on my own. It's you got to read it on the bottom. What are those called?
Black Mirror, honorable mention. Black Sails. But Timo, yeah, me too. I couldn't finish Black Mirror. I always feel dirty after every episode. Yeah, it's one of those things that I don't want to turn on. I'm like, I don't want to turn this on.
Preacher was really good.
Phil, not 2016, but what about Fargo season 2? I have not watched any of Fargo yet, so I can't speak to it. Have you watched Fargo at all?
No.
I know King Baby Duck, when he was on in the Emmys episode, he's a big Fargo fan, and he says nothing but great things. And he says season 2 is some of the best television ever made. So I do respect Evan's opinion a lot, and I love the Coen brothers. Fargo was a great. I love the movie, so it's definitely a series I want to check out at some point right now. Are you going to do a Rogue One review? Possibly at some point, a bigger Star Wars kind of review. I did see it. I saw a bootleg version of it, a cam version. I haven't been to the theater to see it yet. I will be seeing it at some point, but I'll try to cover it at some point. We don't usually do new movies, but maybe we'll do when it comes on DVD. Maybe we'll do a watch through. Like Joe will put off watching it, and then we'll
start doing new movies when the studios start sending them to us early enough and for free.
So we don't have to pay $50 for it.
Right, and then we can review them and take our time and actually watch them
point for point, we'll happily take screeners if anyone's out there that can send them out.
Right, we won't put out any actual information, but we'll do what we do.
We'll do our thing. Look at us. Look at how we're dressed.
We won't be spoiling your movies, but we'll put out our reviews. We'll do our recaps and reviews.
But I will promise a watch through when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Sure.
And watch it in here.
Oh, I wanted to make an honorable mention to Louis Anderson in Baskets. He plays Baskets.
Oh, Baskets is very funny. I watched that on the plane.
All the supporting cast we really love, but he's just such a fucking asshole, and it's like I can't watch Galifianakis do that asshole thing.
He's annoying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Critch wants to tug on Superman's cape one more time. Joe, take a break and give Westworld a real chance. You don't even have to admit how fucking wrong you are.
What's a real chance?
Joe, are you excited for Into the Badlands season 2?
No, I didn't even make it through season 1. I couldn't either. It was like, oh, I'm gonna kill, and now my girlfriend's pregnant, so now I'm gonna rebel. Fucking baby ass, fucking jerk face. Go fuck yourselves. You're a fucking asshole. Like I'm gonna go kill all these other fucking people who. But now when it's
my enjoyment of that show, is all visceral. Like I like the visuals. I think it's stylized. I think it's stylized well. I enjoy it. You're more a connoisseur of movies like that than I am. You know, you're a huge Jet Li fan. You're a huge fan of a lot of people I haven't even heard of in those kind of movies. So you're more of a purist with that stuff. To me, I just watch a higher budget AMC show with some pretty colors and good fighting that looks good to me. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking way better than you see on fucking Arrow or something. You know, like I just like the fighting. I like the style. I think it all works together generally well. But the story itself is stylized and serialized. You're not even supposed to really care about it. It's more just about like pulpy, or like at least that's the interest level I get in it. Similar to Scream Queens. Like I don't watch it for depth. I watch it just for visceral. Like, this is fun.
Yeah, but if I can't stand the fucking characters, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
And here you go. You want to know what? And that's one of the other things I have.
I'm totally with Joe. It's dull as fuck if you're not a cosplayer.
And with Westworld, I'm just so done with watching what's his name do his thing.
Who?
His sullen rich man genius fucking know-it-all fucking bullshit.
Oh, Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every fucking role for the last 25 years since Silence of the Lambs has been that. God, even in the woods when he's fighting a fucking bear and Alec Baldwin, it's that same. God, Joe Black, it's that same. God, just fucking Thor's fucking father Odin, that same goddamn fucking character. He cannot break it for the fucking life of him. And you're like, Westworld is the fucking best shit on earth. What, you haven't seen Anthony Hopkins fucking act before? Holy shit!
Okay, so you're saying every actor that you've ever seen before, you can't enjoy another performance?
No, but come on. How often can you watch Al Pacino?
So it's about his voice? So it's about his voice?
It's about the fucking same goddamn fucking role. Okay, it was interesting to watch Al Pacino and fucking Joe Pesci switch roles when one of them did that. What, you think I'm funny in Raging Bull, and the other one did it
honestly,
in Goodfellas.
In reality, Joe, I could not think you were even fucking so wrong.
I know you couldn't because you're gonna dig your heels in no matter what, no matter how much sense I make about Anthony Hopkins being Anthony Hopkins.
You make sense that a lot of his similarities, that he's such a good actor that he
has to do the same thing over and over.
He doesn't do the same thing in Westworld.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's completely different in a lot of ways. It's more similar to Hannibal Lecter than other parts, but I We are back. We are back. Joe and I just brawled.
Are we're gonna miss the start of our next?
No, we're about to stop right now. But everyone, thank you so much for watching this stream. We're gonna bounce over to the Vikings stream, and
shut up, Eli. Go home.
I just
Azora High.
I think right now, like I told you to come up with another reason. That is an acceptable another reason that you're sick of Anthony Hopkins. So you don't like any movie or any.
Not recently. No.
Anything recently.
It's all the same.
No, I think it's that. I just find I'm not sick of Anthony Hopkins anyway because I haven't seen the abundance of those movies you're talking about over and over again. I see what you're saying in some ways, but it's tough with what he brings to not be cast in those kind of roles. That being said, as much as you know, all bullshit aside, your Ford on that show shows more subtlety than I've ever seen him play. It's not just as simple as being quieted down. There's Ford, Anthony Hopkins' character, and he's an element of it, but it's more he's in one scene in a lot of episodes here and there. It's not like it's a primary focus. But if that's enough to dissuade you from another reason why you don't like the show, I accept that. I'm not trying to get you to watch it. I just like understanding it a little bit better.
Well, there's another thing I thought of too about why I don't like the show. But
yeah, we can talk about that at a later day. I want to make sure we get a chance to get over to the Vikings. So everyone, thank you so much for watching this. Please join us over on the Vikings stream. We'll be starting in a few moments. And yeah, let's play some fucking music. Play it. We'll talk to you guys next time. Oh shit, it's loud. Oh gosh. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please share your top moments of 2016. Please share your reasons why Joe is full of shit. We want to hear it. We want to see it. We love the Joe hate or the me hate. Bring me the hate if you agree with Joe.
Joe's full of no shit.
Joe has lots of shit. So everybody, I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes.
You're all mad because you know I'm right.
Peace.